welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. Welcome to Transfer Hub, the one that you all love. You all absolutely love this. Your home to Aston Villa's transfer news, breaking news, new signings, rumours, links, murmurings, anything to do with Aston Villa on the transfer front. You will find it here on Transfer Hub. We are partnered by SofaScore, the GOATs in the quickest live score result app at your fingertips. It'll be brilliant for the Euros. If you want to delve into individual teams, have a look at average positions, have a look at their ratings, their passing accuracy, dribble accuracy, what are their complete stats over a 90-minute performance, you'll find it all at SofaScore. So you can click the link that's in the description or scan the code that's on the screen. By doing that, it helps me out massively. You enjoy the content. Help me out. That's what you got to do. You got to just help me out, haven't you? So Matt Law has spoken on a Chelsea front who is normally bang on with anything to do with Chelsea. He spoke about Duran and Ian Maatsen. Chelsea granted permission to talk to John Duran as Aston Villa inquire about Ian Maatsen. Chelsea have been given permission to discuss personal terms with Aston Villa's John Duran, with the striker's future also key to the Midlands club signing a player from Stamford Bridge. During this article, it goes on to say, but Villa will only sign players from Chelsea this summer if Duran completes a move to Stamford Bridge. And the West London club are currently discussing personal terms and carrying out background checks on the Colombian. So all really interesting. Duran's off. Duran is off. For me, he's been off since January, and I expected nothing more than John Duran to be leaving Aston Villa. This has caused turmoil in the Chelsea fan base. They're questioning why they're signing him. Why do they want him? They want to know what Villa fans think of John Duran. So it's a really interesting one based on John Duran. But from a Villa point of view, here's where the source is coming from. So from a Villa point of view, the Ian Maatsen one is really interesting. And what we're starting to see now is this shift in the way that teams are doing business with each other. In a transfer window, when you're working with clubs, it's always good to keep a good rapport, a good working understanding with certain clubs, because that enables you to have a good rapport. It enables you to negotiate players, and you just have that good sort of connection. So this feels something similar to what's going to be happening during this transfer. You know, we've already heard here that, you know, John Duran going to Chelsea is key to Aston Villa getting a transfer from Chelsea, creating that good rapport, working together. And I think we are starting to see a shift now from the traditional transfer fee to get a player. Now player trading is becoming a thing. And it's not about just having the scraps, and we're left with the scraps that we don't want. You know, if you're talking about Weston McKennie and Ealing Jr., we want those players. We're not being forced to have those players. We've agreed to have those players. So I think when we're talking about trading, I think it's not just you're going to get someone rubbish. So if we want to work with Chelsea, we want to get Ian Maatsen, that's a player that we want, then I think it's just that's the way it's going. And that's just my understanding of how the markets are starting to work. So Ian Maatsen for me would be a tremendous signing at Aston Villa. We know that Moreno looks like he's potentially going. I could potentially see both going. You know, that sounds wild. I know a load of you will be saying, no, they can't both go. Look, we're being creative in this window. Unai, at the start of this window, told us what was going to happen. He said we were going to have to find creative ways to navigate the transfer window. And I'm not just saying we've got no money, we can't spend. We can spend in July. I think this whole thing has been blown up by the fan base that just because we're in this little bit of like a PSR pickle in June doesn't mean we're in that same predicament going into July and August and the next in the next phase of the window. We have money to spend, but we have to make sure that we are complying with PSR in June. Once that's sorted, we then can go about our business and do what we want to do, basically. So I think that's just important, that we can still spend money, and creatively, if there's a player that we are currently unsure of, or we maybe want to move on, then I 100% feel that we will do that. And I think I could potentially see, honestly, hands down, both left backs potentially leaving Aston Villa if the right deal becomes available. Now, if we get Ian Maatsen, for me, he's our first choice left back straight away, because he's young, he's energetic, he's quick, he senses danger, his recoveries are good, his recovery runs are very, very good, his defensively tracking back's good, he's high on energy, he's high on pressing, and he would be absolutely brilliant down that left-hand side for Aston Villa. So if we have a look on SofaScore now, so you can download SofaScore, like I say, helps me out massively. So Ian Maatsen is 22 years of age, standard, left-footed. SofaScore rating last season, we know that he was at Borussia Dortmund, so 7.04. Top-end rating, that's what I always go for. If you're in the sevens, you're doing really well. You can see from his heat map that this is a really good heat map as well, because what you can see is that his heat map down that left-hand side, it doesn't sort of deviate to one specific zone where it's block red and then there's nothing else. You can see that that red starts to trickle all the way down to that 18-yard box in that attacking area. So really, really good for me. This was in the Champions League, so he played 7 times in the Champions League. If we have a look at the league, so Bundesliga, so, even better, 7.27, even better. Now look at that heat map. Absolutely incredible scenes there on that heat map. 16 games total played, 15 games starting, average 79 minutes per game. One team in the week scored 2 goals. Goal conversion rate of 18%, 2 assists, 89% passing accuracy per game, 92% in his own half. We've got 84% in the opposition half, accuracy of long balls 67%, clean sheets 6, tackles per game 1.9, ball recoveries per game, what I was talking about, 4.9, clearances per game 1.1, successful dribbles 57%, total duels won 47%, ground duels 50%, aerials 18%. So, you know, they're not that profile of what we're after. We want more height, more physicality in the air. But defending-wise, absolute top quality. If we have a look at FBref now, so you can see that we've got progressive passes, 5.35. Progressive carries, 2.74. We've got progressive passes received, 3.47. Tackles, 2.05. Blocks, 1.63. Clearances, 2.87. So shot creating actions, 1.97. And this is all based on per 90 as well. So some brilliant, brilliant stuff there. And I'm going to finish that off by saying, get in my football club, because this profile of left back, young, what did we talk about a couple of days ago? Bringing that average age down closer to being more of a young nature with our squad. He's played Champions League final. We're going into the Champions League. He's got Champions League experience. He's going to be an absolute superstar. Needs to find a club that loves him. And I think Villa could be that place for Ian Maatsen. I'm all over this, Villa fans. Let me know your thoughts. John Duran goes. We can get a player from Chelsea by the looks of it. Ian Maatsen, for me, is that Chelsea player. So I'm absolutely all over it. So buzzing for it. Right. Basically, today, I've been buying a fish tank. So my daughter is 6 tomorrow. So I've been buying a fish tank. Unknown to me that you can't put a fish straight in a fish tank. So I've set up the fish tank. We're all sorted. We've put the stuff in, the bacteria stuff. And then tomorrow we can go and get the fish. Now, I know this is a weird question. Any fish experts out there, right? Any fish experts that can offer some advice How'd you clean it, right? Like, the guy in the pet planters in Tamworth was not the best. So anyone out there that can tell me how to look after 3 goldfish, I think we're getting 3 goldfish. I think they're going to be 3. The tank's a whopper, absolutely massive. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've got a cold. I've got hay fever as well. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a mare at the minute, right? So yeah, that's my big favour to you. Anyone that knows anything about fish, in the comment section, let me know. And I mean, the plant's alive still. That's doing well. So we had some good advice on the plant. Look how green it is. Like, look, it's so green, right? So now we've got Operation Keep 3 Fish Alive. So I need your help. So yeah, Ian Maatsen getting the football club, and the 3 fish keep them alive up the Villa.